Skill ones, real ones, welcome back to the channel. This is, of course, the Skill Metalworking channel, the channel where iron sharpens iron, and we skillfully apply the word of God to be better disciplers, better men, better kingdom builders. Whatever the Lord is calling us to do, we trying to get it done. Okay, so just wanted to tap in with you guys. I want this to be an object lesson for how, if you are not tethered, rooted, grounded, linked in, locked in, sealed up tight to the kingdom of heaven, and you are super talented, no matter you got one talent, 20 talents, whatever it may be, if you're not locked into the Lord, this world gonna take you. It's gonna spit you out. It's gonna spin you around, and it's gonna treat you like it never knew you, and it's going to try to use you to take out as many people as you possibly can before it's all said and done. I'm talking about this brilliant cat who I grew up admiring, looking to, listening to, and just seeing how he and his crew just did like some amazing things in the music industry and represented Atlanta all the way as they did it. I'm talking about none other than CeeLo Green. And unfortunately, this is like a little bit of an anthology of just what it looks like to go from just a down home kid who is simple, um, even has some Christian underpinnings, but then to go all the way into the industry and just be, and he used to just sing on the humbug. What he really was a rapper. And I always tell my wife, I'm like, man, I know you know him as a singer, but he was a better rapper than he is a singer, and he's very talented when it comes to singing. Crazy thing about CeeLo is, he I mean, he was coming up. He was in the streets. Probably, he was hyper, violent, ADD, ADHD, all that. This man uh, dropped out. He repeated the ninth grade 3 times. Dropped out of the ninth grade, and still turned around and was able to have success and be, pretty articulate and intelligent. So anyway, just interesting tidbits about CeeLo Green. Um, but check this out.
Now hold on. You gotta raise this because you know I gotta see these. Raise this hat up a little bit. I don't want to take your thing off, so you do it. Cause what's going on with the eyes, my guy?
I don't know. What are you saying?
Oh, this is this. You. What do you mean? These aren't my real eyes. What do you mean?
Are you kidding? I was born this way.
What are you giving us tonight?
Interesting. That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah. Well, you do
I'm
that
just keeping
well.
it interesting. That's
You
it.
you do that well. The pageantry of the Grammy night never gets old. What is it about this?
So I mean, as you can see, man, what in the world? Okay, first of all, looking super demonic, but also um, super feminine, zesty. What is really happening? This is not this is my whole point. My whole point is that you can't come through on your own strength. You can't be black enough, you can't be hood enough, you can't be smart enough, you can't be strong enough, you can't be good enough. Um like if you like we are 10 men without the power of the Lord to help us to navigate through this life, much less throwing yourself directly into the belly of the beast, which is the entertainment industry. All right, bet. That's honestly with that clip right there. That's all you need to see. But check this out. Sorry for some of the visuals here. Let's try your best to stay focused on CeeLo. So the guy asked him, "Hey, can you give me any details about your album coming up?"
Take me to dinner first, man, for a little foreplay. Jesus.
Style of the music you're working on?
Well, take me to dinner first, man, for a little foreplay. Jesus. You have to get me right in the bed, bad boy.
Okay, see that is all crazy. You got his date, and I'm gonna go ahead and get up off of this thing. But you got his date looking like a straight handler from hell. He's talking zesty to somebody about to a guy about taking him to dinner and all a bunch of other stuff. It's just bad, bro. And then look at this. Let me get the music off. Let me see. Anyway, man. All right. Anyway, I'm not even gonna spend too much time on this. But look at him. He looked like a straight like you going your auntie at the family reunion. Just got in town, pulling up, about to go to the picnic. Uh, it's all bad, bro. But finally, the thing that I wanted to get into was um was his conversation with um with Ti and um, I wanted to give kind of the look of the Grammys. Matter of fact, I still didn't. There was still one that I didn't even show you, but you're gonna see the guy um, in this interview and his quote unquote son, and he looking like the Undertaker. So let's see how this conversation goes.
Now, one of the things that came up from you guys' appearance, there was a question in you guys' faith and what faith you guys held in regards to, I guess, what creator or what origin of faith you possess for yourself. So I want to allow you the opportunity, both of you, to speak as to where your faith is based.
Want to speak first?
Nah, you got it. You got it.
Um, well, I know I mentioned earlier that both my mother and father were ministers, Southern Baptists.
Mm.
So I've had my fair share of salvation.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? For sure. And I think, that in
Hey, let me ask y'all something. Somebody say they had their fair share of salvation. What in the world does that mean? That's like crazy to me on so many different levels. A fair share of salvation. First of all, salvation is grace. And so and it's unmerited, so there's no such thing as a fair share of it. Second uh second point is there is no share. Either you got the salvation, God has saved you, or you have not been saved. There's no such thing as having like this share of salvation. So just to me shows that yeah, you grew up in a Christian church, but you miss like the doctrinal aspects that really um, uh, are are that accompany a saving faith in Christ.
innate, quality or quirk or what have you, you know what I mean, has run throughout the body of work, you know what I'm saying, that I've done. You know what I mean, even we were speaking about get up, get out earlier today. You know what I'm saying? Like I end that verse by saying, I know the Lord ain't brought me this far, so he can drop me off here. Did I make myself clear? You
That's
know what I mean?
right.
So um no, I never thought that something that we did, artistically, spiritual, like or a faith practice and belief system would ever come up in the question. I mean, like I feel like it has been the faith, you know what I'm saying, like that has caused me to be resilient and enduring enough, you know what I mean, like to have lasted professionally at the wind of unpopular, opinion,
That's right.
you know what I'm saying, and political incorrectness, you know what I'm saying, like, over and over and over again.
So he's saying basically that it's the foundation and the roots of his faith that have allowed him to have such a long and enduring career in the face of all that happens to one with the career in the music industry. Fine, good, great, I get it. But y'all saw everything all red all the time. Y'all saw him talking like a zest monster. Y'all saw him um, on the red carpet with look what looked like a seductress from hell. Y'all saw all that, and you also gonna see, good gracious, the man's quote unquote son in the background, looking like the Undertaker, sounding like I don't even want to say, but y'all will see.
Throw ourselves into the battle. You know this. I'm saying, like, like as artists, I mean, like,
Right.
but we have to, we have a right, you know what I'm saying, like, it's like a civil right to expound upon, you know what I'm saying, like black excellence, black exoticism. You know what I'm saying? You
Mm.
feel me? Like I always wanted people to, this is the welcoming, that I wanted people to feel about Atlanta. This was a place that you could come and be expressive. The entire city, the landscape is uh
You want to say
a
tapestry?
canvas, to paint, that to grow from,
Mm.
like to become a product of an all inclusive like environment. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't feel like talking shit.
Okay. Sorry for the cussing, by the way. Matter of fact, let me see if I can skip a little bit forward, past, because you're gonna cuss a little bit, like actually probably a good deal more. But at the same time, he never answered my man's question about his faith. Like, is it Christian or what is it?
For black excellence in black music,
You are.
black arts, and black industry. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? So like I've got it's like I've got a I've got the torch, you know what I'm saying? Like, the figurative torch, you know what I'm saying, like, um to bear light, you know what I'm saying, like, and I think that it's essential that the hot topic, you know, in
Right.
the middle of coming tomorrow, and so yeah, man, like, you know what I'm saying, you feel me?
I've got the torch to bear light. That sounds satanic. That sounds satanic. Lucifer, the light bearer. I've got the torch to bear light. I mean, it could just be a bad choice of words, but don't sound good. Let's keep going.
Selfless individual, I mean, like, like
Mm.
I'm here
Okay,
to give, I mean,
yeah.
like, be
So
transparent, I
that's
mean, like
that
be a vehicle and a vessel.
that's kind of a interesting point that he makes right here. Okay, so y'all pay attention.
Those principles.
And we're intellectualists, right? So you guys should look up in Webster's dictionary, man, the definition of Satanism, man. Like, it really boils down to this: the worship of oneself. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a selfless individual. I mean,
Okay, so this is kind of an important distinction. Um, kind of like I think kind of bodes positively for CeeLo, um, because he's saying, look, Satanism is the worship of self, and a Satanist would tell you that, like they would, quote unquote, say we don't worship the devil, we worship ourselves, which is also kind of pretty much in line with the deception that Satan sought to pull off in the Garden of Eden when he told Adam and Eve, "Look, the devil, that God doesn't want you to partake of this because he knows once you do, you will be like him." And that's the same lie that Satan's been telling. So he's saying that, hey, a Satanist um, worships himself. Me, I'm selfless. I'm not trying to worship myself. So, in that sense, he's saying that that would bar him from being a Satanist.
like, like
Mm.
I'm here to give. I mean, like, be transparent. I mean, like be a vehicle and a vessel. I mean, like, so, motherfuckers, I'm here to be a off ramp. You know what I'm saying? Like from the loop. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like, what I'm saying? Like reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are multiple dimensional things, you know what I'm saying, like that we can take into account, into consideration. I feel like I represent that ethereal class. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? You feel me? Like, in in an extroverted way. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, so if something I'm doing is not normal, you know what I'm saying, like, it doesn't mean that it's
Well,
abnormal either. You know what I'm saying? Like,
True.
it could mean that it's exceptional. But are you going to
True.
give me the credit for being exceptional or not? You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like, or because you accept your own norm.
Okay, you talking philosophical, but it's also mumbo jumbo. So I'm just gonna kind of fast forward a little bit. Let me see here and just see if we can get through this because I feel like we really have covered the crux of what
So
I
yeah,
wanted to
so
say
for
here.
sure. I mean, like,
Speak your full mind in your full voice, and you ain't got to hold back for me.
you know. So yeah, no, for sure. That's it, and I appreciate you saying that. And
Right on,
I'm
man.
gonna leave it at that.
This is a safe place with family.
Yes, sir.
Blake,
I truly believe that the devil, Satan, Lucifer, however you want to give him his credit, he gets no acknowledgement or credit in terms of the artistic expression, the creative direction.
Okay, now this Joker done lost his mind. He sound crazy. While I was trying to give CeeLo a little bit of credit, this Joker sounds crazy. He looked crazy, and he's talking about Satan does not get his acknowledgement, bruh. Saying that how artistic and creative he is. That this Joker sounds like he straight worship the devil. Now, um, if this is if this is CeeLo's son, and if CeeLo is a man of quote unquote faith, then you would take this dude and break it. Nah, you wouldn't do that. You would sit him down and strip him of all these misconceptions that he has about a romanticized version of who the devil is. Uh,
Direction or the overall hard work that it took. You know what I'm saying? Like to get to a point to be so fearless. As well as the
the hard work that it took to be so fearless.
purpose that
Okay.
we were
Okay.
endowed with from our Heavenly Father that we acknowledge each and every single day. That's one of the principles that was very well instilled within my support system, within my family, within my parents. And honestly, even when it comes to a discussion about what different may look like to our people, I think we tend to immediately associate it with something negative, something evil, based on the lack of understanding of it.
and the lack of exposure.
And then the lack of exposure, you know what I'm saying?
Or maybe a saturation of exposure to things that come from a certain place that only look a certain way.
Exactly.
So if a person's only experience with, for lack of better terms, devil worshiping has an appearance or an imagery or symbolism that looks similar to the way you present yourself, then that association would be inevitable.
I'm gonna say this is the other thing about devil worshippers. I'm not saying dude is a devil worshiper, but he does seem like a devil admirer. But devil worshippers, l- I mean, we see this in the Bible. They love s- to sneak into the fold and say that they don't worship the devil, that they aren't on mission for the devil. So um, please, my people, don't be deceived just because somebody has a sophisticated way of saying that they don't worship the devil. We are to judge a tree by the fruit it bears, not just by um, the way it sounds. Like you go up to a tree and start, you know, tapping on it. Oh, that sounds like a pine tree. No, look at the fruit it bears, and then you'll be able to know what type of tree it is.
However, what's dangerous about that, which is the reason why I'm giving you guys an opportunity to articulate your position yourself, is because if that appearance is enough to make you put them over here, then whoever is devil worshiping or in that, if they appear like us, then we gonna put them over here.
Right.
So you got to get past the first layer. You got to not just say, okay, well, just because I see this, doesn't mean that this is what it is.
Right.
Let me actually hear a person speak and state their position, because you must uh, observe with thine eyes and confess with thy mouth.
Right.
Facts.
You understand that?
Yes, sir.
So just because you see something that is a way, if it ain't
Now, when Ti is the one that's making the most gospel Christian sense, you might want to be in a new room. You might want to try to get a little, elevate the status of the spiritual content, and get among some people that's a little bit closer to the Lord.
confessed with its mouth and accepted the role, responsibility, and the risk associated with damnation, they got to say that at their face. They got to say, nah, I ain't with Jesus. I'm over here with this.
Facts.
And if a person ain't came at their face and said that, their appearance should not hold as much weight as our people have been allowing it to hold for.
Now, see, he at the end, no, it's the opposite. Somebody can say anything with their mouth, but what is their life bearing out? They could say nah all day that they're not, not serving Satan, but what is their life bearing out? Is their life achieving the ends, um, for what Satan would them to want them to be achieving? Mm. All right, so let's get up out of here, man.
So long.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Agreed. Well said, King.
Right
Yes,
on.
sir.
So
All right, so look, from here, all they're talking about is just their album that they got coming out, and all that good stuff. Um, but what I wanted again to say to you guys is that, first and foremost, it's important for us to know our word, to continue to learn and discern, and for us to grow in our understanding. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to just get back to normal. Um, but yeah, for us to be able to discern and to truly share our faith, and help people to understand what the gospel and what really being a Christ follower really is. And at the end of the day, whatever your talents are, whatever your dreams and aspirations are, dedicate those wholeheartedly to the Lord, and let Him use your talents, and live for the accolades that come from heaven, not from man, and definitely not from a